Students, today we are going to see the problems involving ellipse. Okay, first we are going to obtain the length of the latus rectum of the ellipse. It is example 5.15. So find the length of the latus rectum of the ellipse. X squared by a squared plus y squared by b squared is equal to 1. So I have drawn the ellipse. What is the latus rectum? The latus rectum is a focal chord which is perpendicular to the major axis of the ellipse. So L dash is nothing but the latus rectum. Okay, so latus rectum, it passes through the focus. For this ellipse, the focus is AE, 0. So from the center, the S point having the x coordinate is AE. So here this distance I have taken as y. So therefore, the point L is AE, y. So the L point from C in x-axis whose distance is AE. This distance we have taken as y. So this point is AE, y. So this L point, where it is on the ellipse equation. So we are going to substitute the L point in this ellipse equation. So in the place of x, we are substituting AE. So it will become a squared e squared by a squared plus, in the place of y, you will have y. So y squared by b squared is equal to 1. So a squared getting cancelled. So this e square, when you take it to the next side, it will become minus e square. So y squared by b squared is equal to 1 minus e square. So y squared is what? This b square, when you take it to the right side, it will be b squared into 1 minus e square. Okay, so we know the relation in ellipse. B squared is equal to a squared into 1 minus e squared. So bring this a squared to the left side. So it is b squared by a squared is equal to 1 minus e squared. So in the place of 1 minus e squared, you have to substitute b squared by a squared. So y squared is equal to b squared into b squared by a squared. When you take the square root, it will become y. Here it is b power 4. The square root of b power 4 is b squared. What is the square root of a squared? It is a. So y is equal to plus or minus b squared by a squared. So see that it's a distance. Okay, so this distance is what? Y. What is the y value here? It is b squared by a squared. So the distance cannot be negative. So we have to take it as b squared by a squared, this distance. So what is this point? The L point will become AE, b squared by a squared. Come to the L dash. L dash whose x distance is AE and the y distance it is in the L dash is in the fourth quadrant. Y coordinate should be negative. So that's why it is minus y. Okay. So what is y we have written? It is b squared by a squared. So therefore this will become minus b squared by a squared. So L is AE, y. Your y b squared by a. Here L dash, it is in the fourth quadrant. So x is positive and y is negative. So it will become AE, minus y. So therefore AE, minus b squared by a. Okay. So therefore the n points of the latus rectum. What is the n points? It is one is L, another one is L dash. They are AE, b squared by a and L dash is AE, minus b squared by a. Okay, if we have started, what is asked in the question? Length of the latus rectum. So this distance I have taken as y. Okay, so according to the symmetry of the ellipse, this also y. Okay, so what is y? It's a distance, cannot be negative. So it is b squared by a. So here it is b squared by a. Here also b squared by a. So the length of the latus rectum is 2y, that is 2b squared by a. So the length of the latus rectum of the ellipse is 2b squared by a. Okay, we are moving to the exercise 5.2, the second question. Find the equation of the ellipse in which in each of the cases given below. The first one, what is given? Foci plus or minus 3, 0 and the eccentricity E is equal to 1 by 2. These two results are given. So from this result, foci is what? Plus or minus 3, 0. So see that first I have marked plus 3, 0 here and minus 3, 0. From this result, we can decide, you see that y coordinate is 0. So therefore, the major axis of the ellipse is along x-axis. So with center 0, 0. Because the foci plus or minus 3, 0, y coordinate is 0. If any point the y coordinate is 0 means it is on the x-axis. So your major axis of the ellipse is on the x-axis. Okay, what is the center? 0, 0. This is the center. Okay, see that foci. So from the center, the foci distance is AE. In the place of AE, you can write C also. Here I have taken AE. AE is equal to 3. Okay, and one more result is given. What is given? E is equal to 1 by 2. So eccentricity is equal to 1 by 2. So in the place of E, you have to substitute 1 by 2. So A into 1 by 2 is equal to 3. A is equal to 6. So we have found A. Then what is needed to write the equation of the ellipse? B or B squared is needed. So B squared formula we know already. It is given in the previous section. Okay, B squared is equal to A squared into 1 minus E squared. So what is A? A is 6. So here A squared is 36. 36 into 1 minus E is given as 1 by 2. So E squared will become 1 by 4. If you take LCM, 1 minus 1 by 4 is 3 by 4. This 4 and 36 getting cancelled. So you will get it is 9. So 9 into 3. So you are getting B squared is equal to 27. Okay. So already first, your major axis is along x-axis. So major axis is along x-axis. The equation of the ellipse, how it will be? X squared by A squared plus Y squared by B squared is equal to 1. So what is A? What A? We have found A as 6. So here A squared. So this will become 36. What is your B squared? B squared we have found as 27. So I have written 27. So the equation of the ellipse is x squared by 36 plus y squared by 27 is equal to 1. Come to the second subdivision. Foci 0, plus or minus 4 and n points of major axis are 0, plus or minus 5. Okay, foci is given. Look at the foci 0, plus or minus 4. So x coordinate of the focus is 0. So it will be on the y-axis. Okay. So here I have marked on the diagram. So you see that 0, 4 and 0, minus 4 I have marked here. Okay. It is on the, you see that, y-axis. And n points of major axis. What is your major axis? Major axis is A dash. Okay. The A and A dash are the n points of the major axis. So, whose points are what is given? 0, plus or minus 5. So, A point is 0, 5 and A dash is 0, minus 5. Okay. So, from the result, from the data, we understood your major axis of the ellipse is along y-axis with center 0, 0. Because foci and vertices, they are in the standard form. So the center is 0, 0. From the foci, okay, plus or minus 4, we can take it as AE, or otherwise you can mention C. So here I have mentioned as AE. AE is equal to 4. So what is given? That n points of the major axis. So n points of the major axis are nothing but A and A dash. They have taken as vertices of the ellipse. So therefore, vertices, the formula for the vertices of the ellipse is 0, plus or minus A. So from this A and A dash, A is equal to 5. So we have found A and AE is in your hand. We can easily find B squared using the formula B squared is equal to A squared into 1 minus E squared. So if you use this formula, E is needed. Okay, so when you expand this a squared into 1 is a squared minus a squared e squared is a squared e squared. Both are same only. Okay, so here we are having a and ae. So I'm going to use this formula. So in the place of a, you have to substitute 5. So 5 squared is 25. And a squared e squared is nothing but ae the whole square. What is ae? It is 4. So when you square it, 4 squared will become 16. 25 minus 16 is nothing but 9. Okay, and you see that we have found from the given data 0, plus or minus 4 and 0, plus or minus 5. We understood the major axis is along y-axis. How the equation of the ellipse will become? X squared by b squared plus y squared by a squared, which is equal to 1. Here we have to substitute what is a squared and what is b squared. So b squared is what? It is 9. So I have substituted 9. What is a squared? A we have found as 5. So a squared here it is 25. So the equation of the ellipse is x squared by 9 plus y squared by 25 is equal to 1. Third subdivision. Length of latus rectum 8. E is equal to 3 by 5 and major axis on x-axis. Okay, so in the starting we have seen the length of the latus rectum of the ellipse is 2b squared by 8. It is given as 8. Okay, so here b squared can be written as a squared into 1 minus e squared. So here in the denominator a I have taken to the right side. So it is 8a. Okay, so e value has to be substituted here. E is equal to 3 by 5. When you square it is 9 by 25. Okay, and this 2 and here 8 getting cancelled, so it will become 4a in the right side. Okay, so when you take LCM here, 25 minus 9 is 16. 16 by 25, that is equal to 4a. Okay, 16 into a square, this 25 I have taken to the right side, so 25 into 4 is 108. So when I bring 108 to the left side as minus 100a. From these two terms 4a is common. 4a if you take it out, the remaining will be 4a minus 25 is equal to 0. 4a is equal to 0, which implies a is equal to 0. A is nothing but the length of the semi-major axis, that is the distance from C to A. Okay, so it cannot be 0 for the ellipse. So it is, I have written, it is not possible. So we have to take the next result. 4a minus 25 is equal to 0. A is equal to 25 by 4. Okay, so the next one. So we know the result. For the starting result we have taken 2b squared by a is equal to 8. Okay, so here a value has to be substituted. A is 25 by 4. So this 4, when you take it will go to the numerator. So 4 2s are 8. This 8 and this 8 getting cancelled. So the 25 is in the denominator. When you go to the right side, it is 25. 8 into 25. 8 getting cancelled. So b squared is equal to 25. We have found a and b squared. Okay, what is given in the problem? So it is major axis is on x-axis. Major axis is on x-axis. The equation of the ellipse is x squared by a squared plus y squared by b squared is equal to 1. So a, what is a? A is 25 by 4. So when you square, it is 625 by 16. So the 16 will come in the numerator. So here you will have 16x squared by 625 plus y squared by b squared. What is b squared? It is 25. So the equation of the ellipse is 16x squared by 625 plus y squared by 25, which is equal to 1. Okay, so we'll come to the fourth problem. So length of the latus rectum 4. Distance between foci 4 root 2 and major axis is y-axis. Okay, length of the latus rectum is 4. So the formula for the length of the latus rectum is 2b squared by a is equal to 4. This 2 and 4 getting cancelled. So b squared is equal to 2a. And you see that distance between foci. Okay, one foci is in the major axis is y-axis. So one foci is in the that is the above x-axis and another foci is in the below x-axis. So C to S, the distance is AE. The same way C to S dash distance is AE. But the distance between the two foci is 2AE. So 2AE, here what is given? 4 root 2. So 2 and the 4 getting cancelled, AE is equal to 2 root 2. Okay, so it is given, we have found B squared is equal to 2A. So in the place of B squared, you can substitute the formula A squared into 1 minus E squared is equal to 2A. When you apply A squared, it is A squared minus A squared E squared is equal to 2A. Okay, in the place of AE, you can write 2 root 2. So it will become AE the whole square. So when you square this, 2 squared is 4, root 2 the whole square is 2. So A square minus 4 2's are 8 is equal to 2A. So 2A, when you bring it to this side, it is minus 2A. So A squared minus 2A minus 8 is equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation in A. So we have to factorize. While you are factorizing, the product of the two terms is minus 8 and the addition of those two terms is minus 2. So I'll take minus 4 and 2. Minus 4 into 2 is minus 8. Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. So here we can write A minus 4 into A plus 2 is equal to 0. So A is equal to 4. A plus 2 is equal to, when you equate to 0, A is equal to minus 2. So A is what? Again it's a distance. It cannot be negative. So it is not possible. So we have to take A is equal to 4. And what the result, the starting result? B squared is equal to 2A. In the place of A, you have to substitute 4. So B squared is equal to 8. And what is given? Your major axis as y-axis. So if major axis is y-axis, the equation of the ellipse is x squared by b squared plus y squared by a squared is equal to 1. So in the place of b squared, you have to substitute 8. In the place of a squared, a is 4. So a squared will become 16 is equal to 1. This is the equation of the ellipse. Okay, we'll move to the next type of the problems involving ellipse. The fifth question, identify the type of conic and find center, foci, vertices and directrix of each of the following. Here the equation is given. We are going to find the properties of the ellipse. Okay, so first we have to identify the conic. So see that on seeing this, it is the type of the conic is an ellipse. Okay, so see now in ellipse, if the equation is given, bigger number has to be taken as a squared. So here just compare 25 and 9, which is the bigger number? 25. So 25 has to be taken as a squared. So a squared is equal to 25 and b squared is equal to 9. Okay, so the bigger number, it comes below x squared. So the major axis is along x axis. Okay, these two results are very, very important. On seeing the equation of the ellipse, first you have to decide the bigger number has to be taken as a squared. So here the bigger number is 25. So a squared is equal to 25 and b squared is equal to 9. The bigger number occur below x squared. So therefore major axis is along x axis. Okay, and so in this center, foci, vertices and directrices, everything has to be found. Here I am taking the result c squared. C is what? AE. C is equal to AE. So either you can use AE or C. Here I am using c squared. C squared formula is a squared minus b squared. Okay, so c squared is equal to, what is a squared? It is 25. What is b squared? It is 9. So c squared is equal to 16. C is equal to 4. Here I am finding E and A by E. What's the need to find this now? To write the equation of the directrices. So E formula is square root of 1 minus b squared by a squared. Okay, this is the formula. From the result, b squared is equal to a squared into 1 minus e squared. From that result only, we are finding E is equal to square root of 1 minus b squared by a squared. Here I have used the result c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. This also I have explained in the previous class. Okay, if I will come to first, what is the first result is asked? Center. So it is in the standard form. The center is 0, 0. Okay, here also I have written. Next, what is the result? Foci. So foci. So major axis is along x-axis. The formula for foci is either you can use plus or minus AE, 0 or plus or minus C, 0. Because major axis is on x-axis. So the y coordinate will become 0. Here I have found C. So therefore C is 4. So your answer is plus or minus 4, 0. The next one, vertices. So what is the vertices formula? It is plus or minus A, 0. What is A? A squared is 25. A is equal to 5. So plus or minus 5, 0. The next one, equation of directrices. So major axis is along x-axis. The equation of directrices, x is equal to plus or minus A by E. So for this result only I have found E and A by E. So what I have found A by E? A by E is equal to 25 by 4. So x is equal to plus or minus 25 by 4. So these results I have marked in the diagram. So first one, what is it? Major axis is along x-axis. So the ellipse shape will be like this. So I have taken x-axis and y-axis. The point of intersection is the center 0, 0. Next, what is the foci? Plus or minus 4, 0. So here plus 4, 0 and this is minus 4, 0. What is this? Plus or minus 5, 0. So the next will be here will be 5, 0 and minus 5, 0. Through vertex only the ellipse will pass through. So therefore A is 5, 0 and A dash is minus 5, 0. So equation of directrices. X is equal to plus or minus 25 by 4. This is one directrix. This is the another one. So it is in the right side of x-axis. So X is equal to 25 by 4. And this is X is equal to minus 25 by 4. We'll see the next problem. X squared by 3 plus y squared by 10 is equal to 1. Okay, so we have to write the same result. What are the results? Center, foci, vertices and equation of directrices for this ellipse. So on seeing this equation, first you have to decide which is the bigger number. So here 3, 10, which is the bigger number? 10. So that has to be taken as A squared. So A squared is equal to 10. B squared is equal to 3. From this A is equal to root 10 and B is equal to root 3. Okay, so see the bigger number, it comes below y squared. So we have to conclude major axis is along y axis. That is very, very important because y axis means everything should be on the y axis. So whose x coordinate will become 0. So this is the very, very important result. So the bigger number comes below y squared. So the major axis is along y axis. So here I am going to, for the foci I need C or AE. Here I am using C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. While I am substituting, I will get C squared is equal to 7. From that, C is equal to root 7. Then to find eccentricity, I am using the formula square root of 1 minus B squared by A squared. So B squared and A squared has to be substituted while taking LCM. 10 minus 3, that is 7. So square root of 7 by square root of 10. Then you are finding A by E, that is equal to 10 by root 7. This root 10, when you take it to the it will go to the numerator. Root 10 into root 10 is 10. Okay, so we will come to find the center. What is the center? Major axis is along y axis. So it is in the standard form. So the center is 0, 0. And come to the foci. Okay, foci. So it is again major axis is along y axis. So the foci will become 0, plus or minus AE. In the place of AE you can substitute C. So what is C here? Root 7. So 0, plus or minus root 7. Come to the vertices. The formula is 0, plus or minus A. What is A? Root 10. So 0, plus or minus root 10. Coming to the equation of directrices, with this along major axis is along y axis. So it will become y is equal to plus or minus A by E. A by E is 10 by root 7. So y is equal to plus or minus 10 by root 7. You see the diagram. So how the ellipse is along, the major axis is along y axis. Okay, so I have marked the center here. 1 foci, sorry, this is S, this is S, and this is your S dash. Okay, this is your A and this is A dash. Okay, so here it is 0 comma root 7, this is 0 comma minus root 7, here 0 comma root 10, this is 0 comma minus root 10. So one directrix, another one is here, whose equations are y is equal to 10 by root 7, this is y is equal to minus 10 by root 7. Thank you, students.